When a powerful leader says he wants to make a nation great again, it's not just about pride or politics. It's a signal, a sign of a much bigger game. And in this case, the words point straight toward Iran. He claims it was once a strong nation before being overtaken by forces he openly condemns. From that moment, the narrative circles back to one relentless fixation: oil. He boasts again and again about driving energy prices lower, even as they already hover at their lowest point in years. He promises they'll fall even more. As that promise echoes, pressure quietly builds behind the scenes. Militaries shift into higher alert, analysts read between the lines, and the world starts asking the same uneasy question: is this really about security, or is it about oil? He may never say it outright, but his actions and speeches tell a consistent story. A story where cheap energy is treated like a personal mission. This is something he vowed to deliver during his campaign when he promised to slash fuel costs. He urged oil-producing nations to flood the market and turn drilling into a symbol of national strength. He made it clear that oil prices are not just an economic concern for him, but a political obsession. And that obsession naturally draws attention to Iran, a country that, despite heavy sanctions, still pumps roughly 2 million barrels a day, a significant share of the world's supply. The possibility of unlocking that oil has not gone unnoticed by the American energy industry. It has quietly but confidently signaled its interest, especially through its most influential trade group, which represents the biggest oil giants in the United States. Its leadership publicly suggested that the industry could step in as a stabilizing force if Iran's leadership were overturned. This statement sounded less like a theory and more like reassurance. It was almost a message to Washington that said, if you move, we're ready. We know how to handle the oil. For these companies, Iran represents something Venezuela never fully became. Although Venezuela holds massive reserves, its oil sector has been crippled by years of neglect, broken infrastructure, and political uncertainty. This makes investors wary. Industry leaders openly say they need guarantees of stability, security, and the rule of law before committing serious money there. Iran, by contrast, is a different story. It already has functioning wells, experienced engineers, and a structurally solid energy system. This means production could ramp up quickly with far fewer obstacles. This reality is what makes the rhetoric toward Tehran so hard to dismiss as empty talk. When low prices are the goal, industry access is the desire, and oil is the prize, the incentives line up in a very dangerous way. Yet the path forward is anything but simple. Launching military action in West Asia is nothing like exerting pressure elsewhere. The stakes are higher, the alliance is more complex, and the margin for error is razor thin. Even a single miscalculation could send shockwaves through global markets, pushing oil prices sharply upward instead of down. The world has already witnessed this pattern. Most recently, during a short but intense conflict, tensions between Iran, the United States, and Israel exploded. This sent oil prices surging by nearly 20% in a matter of days. It proved once again that war in this region tends to choke supply lines rather than stabilize them. And history offers even harsher lessons. Past interventions have left long shadows. Look at Iraq, where decades after the invasion, oil production still lags behind its potential due to damaged infrastructure. Or Libya, where output remains unpredictable years after foreign strikes. It shows that military action often breaks energy systems faster than it fixes them. This is the paradox at the heart of the strategy. The very action meant to lower prices could ignite the forces that send them soaring. Yet, caution has never been the defining trait of leaders driven by instinct and ambition. And so the world watches as rhetoric hardens, signals multiply, and the tension between economic desire and geopolitical reality grows sharper. This reminds us that global politics rarely follows neat equations. Nations are not oil wells, and people are not commodities. As this story continues to unfold, the real lesson for all of us is deeper than barrels and prices. It's about understanding how power, profit, and pride collide. It's about recognizing that decisions made in pursuit of dominance can ripple across borders, economies, and human lives. So the question we're left with is not just what will happen next, but what kind of world we choose to build. A world where short-term wins tempt us to ignore long-term consequences, or one where we learn to value stability, humanity, and wisdom before history once again reminds us of the cost of obsession. Thanks for watching. If you found this insightful, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. We'll see you in the next one.